That's good chicken.
Hey. What up, y'all, and welcome to season 2 of the Chicken Run. I am your host, Alex Camera Shy Kelly, because I am camera shy right now, but that's not why we're here right now. We're talking about chicken. So thank you guys for joining us on season 2. We are finally up on YouTube. You know, you can catch us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe this video so we can get that on the ball and going, because I'm ready to get this jumping off. So without further ado, let's begin. So today's chicken for today, we are going to be eating Pizza Hut wings, lemon pepper seasoning on them. If you can see that, it looks amazing right now. I've been eating these for a while now. I just happened to take a chance because Pizza Hut has this thing called Wing Street that they're doing, and I got the 18 pieces and they look amazing. I can't lie. I can't wait to dig into them. So I'm by myself today because my original host Keith is no longer with us on the show, unfortunately, and you know, that's okay. He decided to do other ventures, and so we're sad to see him go, but the show must go on. And my other co-host Josh, he said something about it's too cold today or something. So I came to work today. I came to pod today, so I'm gonna give y'all a pod. All right. So got my book right here, and we're gonna write down. This is gonna be. Damn, I got a lot in here. Let's see, this is gonna be number 32 on my list. So, Pizza Hut. And this is Pizza Hut on Page Avenue, by the way. And normally, if you're a first-time viewer, we rate the chicken by the chicken spot, I should say, by the fries, the chicken itself, the price, and the service. So, we are gonna be doing that today. So first I'm going to talk about my adventure there. It was pretty simple. I just went in there and got the chicken. So nothing too serious about that. I didn't get any fries because I don't think they have any fries, and I wasn't going to get like a whole pizza or nothing. So you guys got lucky, Pizza Hut, on the fries. So I ain't going to rate you. But let's get to the nitty gritty and go to this chicken. Oh wait, what the fuck? I'm so fucking disrespected. Like, look at this shit. I get no fucking respect. I swear to God. For the people who can't fucking see this, I got a fucking half wing here with a fucking bone sticking out. Like, they had to fucking beat the chicken to death and fucking cooked it right then and there with his fucking wing broken. Fucking disrespectful. This shit is, I'm still gonna eat it though, but this is fucking disrespectful. See how juicy that was? I just bit right into it. This is really good. I was afraid for the one in Page because I usually get the one by my work at Missouri Baptist on Manchester. But this is actually really good. I'm loving this. This is gonna be a good episode. I highly recommend the lemon pepper seasoning. They do a really good job with it. It tastes amazing. They cook it just right. It's like juicy, but the meat has very good taste. So as you can kind of see right here, I'm fucking loving it right now. Very good, very good. So if I had to rate the chicken, and we rate everything out of 10, it's really good. I love getting Pizza Hut lemon pepper wings. I've been addicted to them ever since I first tried it about maybe late last year. I would say, man, the wings are going to be a 9 for me. It's going to be a strong 9 for me. I would highly recommend them. Highly recommend. Wings are about a 9. Now let's talk about the price. So as you can see here, I got the 18 pieces, which was about $21.38 or something without tax. So not the worst I've seen, but definitely not the best. Because to total it up, it was probably about $23 with tax. So 18 wings for about $23. That's like fair. So I say 6 or 7. The wings are so good. I'm gonna give Pizza Hut that 7. So for the price. Now we move on to the service. And the service was cool. They pretty much just kind of did their job. You know, it's COVID season and everything. I walked inside. They weren't overzealous. It wasn't fucking Chick-fil-A or nothing, but like, they did their job. They took my order. They gave me my food. It was pretty timely, so. That's about a 7 too, honestly. Nothing special about the service. Just go for the chicken. Don't expect nothing special. So, I say our service is a 7. And if I had to total it up, I'm going to give them a little leeway because of the lack of fries, because they didn't have any. So I'll give you a pass. I say Pizza Hut on Page Avenue with their wings, lemon pepper edition, it's a total of 8 out of 10. Chicken is a 9, price is a 7, service is a 7. Highly recommend it, guys, man. This, I can't stop eating it. I'm probably gonna eat all 18 pieces before this episode is over. But, man. Oh, and today's Valentine's Day. See how I'm spending it. I can't even get my co-host to love me and show up, so single AF. So, but at least I have chicken. My one true love is chicken. No way I would rather spend Valentine's Day without any chicken. So, let's see. We got a lot to talk about because, man, we haven't recorded an episode since October, and that was the Nazi episode. And that was probably our most listened episode ever. If I'm going to be candid with y'all, we maybe get like 40 to 50 listeners per episode. That episode alone had like 300 listeners. So I appreciate you guys listening and giving me feedback on that episode, because that was a very emotional episode for me. One of my best friends turned into a Nazi. That's something you really can't come back from. So that story really hasn't developed too much. She broke up with her boyfriend out here. So don't you come crawling back. You know what I'm saying? Don't you come crawling fucking back. Should have listened to me when I tried to help you. So that brings me to my quote. I always give you guys every episode a quote. Today's quote is, let people go. Let people go. If they're toxic for you, if they're not benefiting you anymore, you gotta let them go. Especially like for that situation, you gotta let them go. And when people want to walk out your life, let them, honestly. Because putting forth so much effort to get people to stay who really don't want to be in your life anymore, it's just draining. It's draining for you and your energy, and they don't deserve your energy if they really want to leave. Because even if you get them to stay, they'll find another reason to try to leave and everything, and that's not good for you. Also, shout out to Hawaiian Punch. That's what I'm drinking right now. So, do not be afraid of cutting people off, especially when they give you the scissors. You know what I'm saying? So, that is my quote for you guys today. Today's going to be a fun episode because every time I'm by myself, I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. And today's story, I was just happened to be going on my Facebook memories and stuff. And I remember this time I went to the Wax Museum in St. Louis. The Wax Museum in the St. Louis area is absolutely the most terrifying place on planet Earth. And I'm willing to put that on everything that is the stuff of horror films. Like, that place is scary as fuck. And I'm not someone that's easily scared. Literally fought Nazis. But like, that place is fucking scary. That place is fucking scary. I for sure thought I was going to die. That's how scary it is. I thought I was going to die of multiple reasons. And I'm going to tell you guys that story. But man, like I said, I'm really happy though. Before we get into that, I'm really happy for the support, guys. Really appreciate you guys watching, seeing this ugly mug now. I'm happy to be on YouTube. You know, it's been a long time coming. I wanted to do something big for season 2, and this was the only way I could do it. So now we can visually show you how the chicken looks, how they disrespect me with that bone shit from earlier, and things like that. So like, we get to show you guys everything and be completely candid with you. So you get to see everything and get to see where we're recording. This is my house that we're recording at right now. And that's where we always been recording for the past year or so. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how everything's going to turn out. So I'm really excited to tell y'all this story, man, because it's wild. So we will be showing you guys, or I will be showing you the fucking Wax Museum story right after a word from our sponsor. So I'm gonna tell y'all this story of my time in the St. Louis Wax Museum. Shit was wild. All right. So boom. So me and my girlfriend at the time, we were deciding on what we should do for a date. And she all of a sudden wanted to kind of see like a wax museum and stuff. And she was like, I always wanted to go to a wax museum or something. I was like, oh yeah, I think there's one here in St. Louis. I think there's one here. She's like, oh yeah, let's go to it. So I've seen it around because it's like, the Wax Museum is like kind of by like the Landing here in St. Louis. It's by Big Daddy's, by the river and everything. So if you've never been there, it's basically this abandoned fucking like building looking like, it looks like this abandoned factory. It looks like an abandoned factory from the outside, but it has a big glass window. And in the glass window, they have some wax figures. So they have Mike Tyson, they got Vin Diesel and The Rock from Fast and Furious, and they have a big Shrek looking one. And they all look really good. They all look really good. So keep in mind that those figures are the best ones in this whole fucking museum. Like, those are by far the best ones. And they knew what they were fucking doing. That's how they fucking get you to go in. So, this whole fucking thing was a goddamn mess. There were so many red flags. There were so many red flags that should have made me just say, no, turn the fuck around, Alex, and leave. There was so many red flags. It was just like that relationship of this girl that I'm bringing to this wax museum. There's a lot of red flags. It's just a lot of red flags that I should have seen. But like, just like in that relationship, I just fucking ignored them. And I kept fucking going. I kept fucking going. So we get to the like the glass store and it showed everything. We're looking at the Shrek and Mike Tyson and Vin Diesel and everything. And we come inside. Dead silence. Dead silence. All right? Dead silence in this place. Nothing was going on. No music, no nothing. It was absolute silence. So quiet. At the counter, there was some fucking ice cream. Like, they were selling ice cream at the fucking counter where you fucking buy your ticket at. And I thought that was fucking weird. I don't know if that's a usual thing. I've been to like other wax museums, and I don't think that's a usual thing. But the ice cream, like, it was like in fucking big ass buckets. And the ice cream didn't look like old. It didn't look like old and moldy. But the buckets did. And that made me not want to buy the ice cream. But the fact that they had like these, they were old looking buckets. They was like, I can't describe how, like, buckets looked like they were from 1800s. But the ice cream didn't. It was weird. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about this ice cream. I ignored it. So there's no one at the fucking counter at all. Besides this wax fucking figure that was like a little bit back behind the counter. It was like, it wasn't like a celebrity or anything. It was like a fucking Indian or something. So being the guy I am, I'm talking to the wax figure. I was like, hey, my man, can I get a couple tickets for me and my girl here? Didn't say nothing. And I'm like, hey man, like, I'm talking to you. Hey, can I get a couple tickets? My girl didn't think it was funny. I thought it was funny, you know, me talking to wax figure. So then, like, I stopped joking with this Indian, and I'm like, hello? Is anyone here? It's another red flag. So out of fucking nowhere, I didn't even know like where the fuck he came from. Like, we were looking around, like, cause there was like some steps, and we thought maybe he was like upstairs. Like, we were looking up there. Next thing I know, this old man hunched over, kind of got like a glass eye, old black man with a cane came out. Can I help you? Just like that. Like, can I help you? Red flag number one. I should have fucking turned down right there. Like, I was like, but I ignored it. I was like, yeah, can I get a couple tickets for me and my girl? It's like, yeah, sure. Here you go. So, you're gonna go up these stairs right here, and at the top floor, there's the celebrity and like pop culture section right there. He didn't say pop culture. He was just like the celebrity and famous people section at the top. Then you're gonna make your way down, and there's just gonna be like the historical section. And then there's gonna be the basement, and then it's over. And then he walked away. I swear to God. He hobbled away. And like, I was like, it's over, what? It's like me and my girl looked at each other like, what? What is he talking about? Like, he already hobbled away. I couldn't ask him what he was doing. So in my mind, I thought like, okay, maybe he's gonna show us to this place. No, he disappeared. We didn't see him at it ever again through this whole thing. So mind you, we go up the steps, and it's like maybe like 3 floors. So we go up the steps, and like, we walk in, and it's like this fucking dark, creepy ass hallway with like the floorboards creaking, the fucking lights were flickering. It was dark. It was a tight hallway. I'm claustrophobic, so like, I'm already freaking the fuck out, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This shit was ass. Like, it was like, this shit was falling apart. If like someone was coming to kill us, the fucking building was gonna fall down and kill us. So that's how it looked. It looked totally raggedy. The first the first wax figure we see is of Michael Jordan. All right. So it doesn't look like Michael Jordan. I promise you it doesn't. First off, this Michael Jordan had a fucking headband, like a red headband on. He was in his Bulls uniform, and his one arm was longer than the other. And like, he was doing like a fucking dunking, like he was dunking, but he wasn't doing his signature dunk like on his shoe. He was like, had both arms back, and like one arm was longer than the other. So it was almost like it was like Space Jam, but he wasn't in the Space Jam uniform because his one arm was outstretched and it didn't look right. It looked weird and like it was nasty. It didn't look like Michael Jordan at all. I was like, why has he got this headband on? I was like, I don't know MJ to be known to wear this headband. I don't know why you would have it on this wax museum. So me and her disgusted at this fucking Michael Jordan figure. Continued on. So it's just like there's so much empty space and it was so dark. It was so dark and creepy. I'm walking in front, my girl's in the back, and it's just like that's the only thing you hear the whole time. This the creaking of the floorboards. And we're looking around like, man, where are the figures? So like finally we come up to some more figures. The light's still flickering. I am terrified because like anybody could come out at any moment and kill us. Like that's how like creepy this place was. So we walk up to another figure. It was like of Iron Man. It kind of looked like an Iron Man that you would get like at Party City. I mean, it was like a good attempt, but like it wasn't the worst figure there. But like it was ass. They had a Master Chief from Halo that was pretty good, smack dab in like the middle somewhere. So it finally kind of opened up to like a little bigger section for the Master Chief figure. But like there was really no other figures between that Jordan, Iron Man, and Master Chief. So we keep moving on. And then there was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. All right. Now Snow White was basically a fucking mannequin. I promise to God, it was just a mannequin in Snow White's clothes. It wasn't a wax figure, guys. It was not a wax figure. However, the Seven Dwarfs, and I don't even think all seven were there, but the five dwarves were there. Creepy! They were creepy. They didn't have irises. They didn't have pupils. It was just big white eyes. Standing around Snow White. The Snow White mannequin. What? We were terrified. Some were missing fingers and shit. It was just like weird. It was just like, it was like they were a fucking anime and about to turn Super Saiyan. Like their eyes were just white eyes. Like they looked just like the Disney Snow White, Seven Dwarfs. They look just like them, but they like just imagine them with no fucking pupil, no irises. They just the big white eyes, and that's how they looked. But yet they still followed you. It was so creepy. I was terrified. I was like, all right, man, let's get out of here. Like, let's keep moving forward. Mind you, we can't go back at this point. I don't even know how to get back at this point. So we kept going forward. Then we kind of saw like a celebrity, and they looked terrible. Everything looked terrible. They had like a Batman that was like a great value Batman. I basically could dress up some random person down the street and put him in a Batman suit. That's how this Batman looked. They had the Heath Ledger Joker, but once again, like they didn't look like realistic. They looked terrible. Then we get to the creepiest section of the celebrity section or whatever, and that was the Jesus section. They had Jesus. They had Jesus hanging on the cross. So imagine you're in this creepy dark corridor and you come into this open area and Jesus hanging on the cross up there. And you're like, what the fuck? And it didn't look like Jesus. It wasn't black Jesus. It was like this creepy, it just was creepy. It was like, I imagine that's how the crucifixion actually was. I imagine how it was to just see it like the aftermath and just walk up after like everybody's left after the crucifixion and just look up at Jesus at this cross. It looked scary. It looked scary. But also, for some reason, right next to that thing was the Last Supper. So it was like a creepy looking Jesus in the front, and Judas and all the other people like was sitting there, and they all looked creepy. It looked like the Crypt Keeper. Jesus looked like the Crypt Keeper, and everybody else looked creepy, and they were like doing the motions, and like there was no glass case on this figures. Like there was no glass case. It was basically like a rope that cut it off so you don't like go in and touch. So it was just, I was just expecting like the creepy Jesus to come and attack me at any moment. It was so creepy. We kept going, and then at the end, which I felt was like one of the most disrespectful things, was they had Michael Jackson, right? So they had this Michael Jackson, but it didn't look like Michael Jackson. First off, this Michael Jackson was way too skinny, and it was 4 feet tall. Not exaggerating. It was 4 feet tall Michael Jackson with a shrunken head. So it had like the nice Michael Jackson jacket. It was like one of his concert jackets. It was like very sparkly and shiny, and like had the like high socks and everything. But it just looked like it put it on like a stick figure. And then it had like the small head with like glasses on it and like the hair. Creepy, missing fingers. Also missing fingers. A lot of these wax figures were missing fingers, and it was just nasty. It was just nasty looking Michael Jackson. I felt disrespected. It was up to my fucking chest. I felt disrespected. Then off in the cut, there was like, I'll never forget this either. There was like the Men in Black. So it was like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones in the back, boarded up, and looked like the cartoon version back on WB back in the day, if you guys remember that. They looked creepy, and they were just in the back and just like had the glasses on and looked terrible. I was mortified by how trash this place was. Mind you, this wasn't cheap, by the way. I paid, because I paid for my girl. I paid almost like, I don't even remember. It was way too much for how much I paid. It was probably like $15 per ticket. It was like very expensive for this experience that was trash. So then we moved past the skinny Michael Jackson and the terrible Men in Black figures. And now we're in the historical section. So we get to the historical section, and it's just like got George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all looking terrible. It was just all terrible. It's a terrible experience. It was so bad that I don't even like remember like anything significant. But still creepy. There's no music. There's still no music, no nothing. It was just creepiness all around. Still in this black, dark corridor. Lights are still flickering. And like, here's the thing, they weren't flickering until we entered the room. And then they start to flicker. So I don't know, man, if this old guy was fucking with us or what, but red flags all over the place, red flags. And I just kept ignoring, and we just kept pushing on. And then finally, we get to the section for the basement. Now, this old guy said it was over, right? Once we get to the basement. No, it wasn't over. There's still one more section. Guess what the section was in the basement, guys? It was fucking horror. Horror was in the basement. Literal horror movies and shit in the basement. So, after being creeped out by this whole fucking experience upstairs, you're gonna get your fucking heart attack filled of fright in the basement. So there's a chain link fence. All of a sudden the dark corridors are gone and lights are flickering on purpose. There's a chain link fence with wax figures on the side of zombies and clowns and scary shit. Oh my God. There was a huge alien monster. Like, these were probably, honestly, the best wax figures because they looked fucking real. There was a Michael Myers, a Freddy, a Jason, all around the place. Terrified. Lights are flickering. And in this place, there's fucking music. And it screams. It was like horror film music. He turned the music on, I guess. Turned the music on. I was like, man, this is House of Wax for real. We are going to die. This is it. This is how they get our victims. So they're victims for this place. So we're walking through. I am like this close to pissing my pants this whole time. We make it through. There's a spot to sign your fucking name at the end of it. You think I'm stupid? That's how you get your soul taken away and you become a wax figure in this place. Fuck that shit. We left. I was pissed. I was scared. I was happy to be alive and out of that place. It is definitely a scary experience. Do not go there. Do not go there. If you don't go there, if you want to be terrified, go ahead. But even then, like, the experience is so terrible. If take away the fear, the experience was terrible. All the wax figures was trash. Nothing looked like nothing. Nothing. They were very disrespectful to every single person that they put into that wax museum, except the ones at the front and the horror ones. I was terrified. I was terrified. And like I said, I don't get scared easily, but it was a horrible experience, and I never want to do it again, ever. This most terrifying place on earth, and I mean that shit. I would go to a graveyard at night before I go to that wax museum ever again. But that's it. That's the story of the wax museum and how I somehow survived that shit. So, we've come to the end of the road. The end of the road. Let's look at my vocals. Anyway, we come to the end of the road, guys. I hope you guys appreciate this episode. Once again, Pizza Hut wings. The chicken was a 9, the service was a 7, and the price was a 7. I really love these wings. I can't wait to chow down. I really didn't want to like just engorge because I'm by myself and I have to talk to you guys. So I'm going to, as soon as I cut this camera off and this mic off, I'm chowing down on this. So, lastly, I'd like to give some shout outs. Shout out to number one, I think I would be remiss if I didn't shout this out. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., the GOAT, for beating the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl last Sunday so badly. Oh man, to win his 7th Super Bowl. Man, what a great man. That guy is great. That is great. 43 years old, still winning. It's unprecedented. Unprecedented. I love it. We love to see it. Let's see. Who else can I shout out, man? Shout out once again. I'd like to shout out to my friend Shamad, aka Big Lou STL, for putting his foot into these intros for my YouTube. Really appreciate you, bro, man. Really much love to you. Once again, shout out to Jennifer, my friend. Love you. Appreciate you for all the work you put into that logo. We killed it on that logo. I love it. And shout out to my friend Dom, once again, for the new music for our season 2. I hope you guys can hear the whole music on the actual podcast, but you can hear some of it on the intro of this YouTube video. So once again, appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are listening and loving it so far. This is season 2. We're going to do it big from now on. Please like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Share with your friends. Show your friends. Tell your friends about the story of the Wax Museum, because this absolute scare, the scare tactics. I would actually, if we get into another war and we have to like capture people to get them to talk, I would take them to the St. Louis Wax Museum and for interrogation purposes, and I think that would get people to talk. I would say anything. If you wanted me to confess a crime or anything, that is how you would get them to talk, is take them to that wax museum, because they would piss their pants in fear. Just have them go in there by themselves, and I guarantee you they'll be fucking terrified. So yeah, just appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, spread the word, man, because like I love doing it for you guys. I love eating chicken and reviewing it for you guys. Check out Pizza Hut Wing Street. They're amazing. They're amazing. I would 9 out of 10 eat there again. Check it out. So, like I said, appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.